Okay, hello to anyone who's here already. I am finding the stream currently on both Facebook and YouTube. So what's up? How we doing? I see this one. What's up, Jonas? How we doing? Alright, guys. How we doing today? Say what's up. Say what's up. Alright. Let me explain everything before we get started. That way everyone doesn't have any questions. Hopefully anyone who's here on both platforms. I'm still finding Facebook. For some reason, Facebook's taking a little bit. But for both of you guys that are here, everyone who's here, basically what you're going to do is post your track, your link in the chat. I don't know. Again, not sure if this applies to Facebook as much as it does YouTube, but if you're going to post your track, you're going to have to delete the dot and .com. That way YouTube says, sure, go ahead and post your link here. I'm going to actually click the stream for Facebook. It's going to echo. I know it is. Give me a second. I don't know. Again, not sure if this applies to Facebook. Okay. Don't know why it does that, but it does that every time. All right, guys. So today, feedback stream. We're going to be giving away the HELPER plugin today. I don't know if Roman's going to post a link in the chat of the description about it. The person who shares the track today is going to enter a chance to win the HELPER Transients plugin. It's a pretty sweet deal, pretty nice plugin, so you guys will have a good time with that. So go ahead and drop your tracks, and we're going to go ahead and get started with this. I am trying to pull up. Everyone on Facebook, guys, send your track in the chat. All right, so I'm gonna pull a link because I only see one as of now. Pull a link for you guys. We'll get this started. Almost forgot. Almost forgot. All right. Alrighty, here we go, guys. First track of the day. All right, Jonas. Great track. Thank you for the submission. There's not much of a complaint that I have with it at all. Maybe a little bit more high end in the lead, in your I guess drop. And let me listen. Sorry, I'm gonna play it again. Let me listen to the side chaining in it. And maybe your claps shouldn't be as loud as they are and not as frequent. So maybe I didn't listen to the first part though. Hang on. Okay, so your first part does have the section that kind of goes like, okay, so yeah, the first half of the drop that goes just kicks, second half of the drop is kicks and snare, or clap. I would make sure your clap isn't punching through as much, just so it's there to accent the kick, so it gives it more of a change up. Because it sounds like it's kind of overpowering it. You can still hear the kick, you can still feel it, but I would just double check that it's not overpowering the kick and everything like that. Make sure that everything is, cohesive. Bring some more high end when it comes to your synth, not like a terrible amount, just enough to where it doesn't sound so mid-range the entire time. Side chaining is good. Overall mastering is pretty good. It sounds a little quiet. I know down here it shows my volume. I went down there before. I have to turn adjust my volume on this. So even though this is low, it's still really loud in my ears. But it's still, even though it's pretty loud, it sounds pretty quiet, mastered overall. So maybe go and adjust that since it's still private. I imagine it's not released. So just go and try to see if you can bring some volumes up a little bit so where it's not like ear-piercingly loud, but a little louder than it is. Other than that, thank you for posting the track, man. Head over to Facebook and share the stream. Enter yourself in for a chance to win HELPER plugin we've released. And I'm going to head over to Facebook, see if there's a Facebook link. I see one, so I'll grab this one. Let me see if this works. I had a problem with Facebook links last time. For some reason. That's a long link. Let me see if it works. Okay, cool. It did. All right. So this is the first Facebook link for the day. Yeah, anyone, guys, you can link YouTube, you can link clips, you can link SoundCloud. You know, anything that you're on, that you have music on, that is easier for you, you can go ahead and link it. So, all right, this is the first track from Facebook. Make sure you guys are actually heading over to Facebook and sharing the stream. It'll enter yourself in for a chance to win the HELPER Transients plugin. At the end of the stream, I pick one lucky person, and the plugin will be sent to you within a couple of hours, depending on how fast we get it to you. But make sure you guys enter for a chance to win that. You don't want to miss out on that. Okay. I don't know if this is like 3 people, if I'm talking to one person, but so it seems like I don't know if this is just me hearing it, but it seems like you have 2 different style introductions or verses. I know that this part, like in this section right here, has a bit of a vocal in it, and it sounds like it's some sort of a bridge to a build-up. But the way the drums are laid out sounds kind of like a verse. Then you have this whole section here, which is kind of a build-up to your drop. So I would try to either shorten one of the aspects and just make a introduction to the build-up and then the drop, not an introduction, a build-up to the drop. Because right here is where your drop started, which is 155, and a lot of the times that's too long. And I say this to a lot of people that I end up doing reviews for, or even just in general. There's like a cohesive order that songs are made, and there's certain like believe it or not, in every single genre there's certain timestamps. So you have a couple of seconds to get to something interesting, or a lot of people are just gonna go and click off. Although I do like it, I think that there's some like technical things you need to fix when it comes to like the drop area or the chorus area right in this section. The vocal chopping that you have in there is a little too loud, so I would drop the volume on that. Your drums, your kick seems to be mastered okay and sidechaining through, but your snare is like hardly even there. So I'd make sure your snare is as sidechained, if not, in your case, a little bit more, since you do have heavy chords that go through there. I would make sure that snare is coming through, because it just sounds like an effect in the background. It doesn't really sound like a snare coming through. And I'll put some low end definitely throughout the whole entire track, just in general to give it that field of spectrum, so it satisfies all the spectrum and all the frequencies. And make sure you get to stuff a little bit quicker. That way people don't get a little frustrated and click off. It helps keep a song in a rhythm. I'm not saying that your 5 minutes or 20 seconds is it's too long. I'm just saying it takes a minute 55 for something to actually happen. So I would, or not necessarily that, but right here, something needs to happen within like the first, like if you're making a song within the first 8 bars, or first 16 bars, something needs to happen. So just keep that in mind. Thank you for submitting the track. That was the first Facebook link. Make sure you guys are going over to Facebook, sharing the stream, enter yourself in for a chance to win the HELPER plugin today. You pick one person who shares the track. Let me go ahead and say this again, guys. Make sure posting your track in the chat. I know a lot of people are asking that. And anyone who's in the chat who knows where to post your link, make sure to try to help people out and tell them where to post some stuff that way. Because I can't always see it because the chat comes through like crazy. So here's another YouTube link. And also people on Facebook. There's for some reason when I go back to Facebook every now and then it lags out. So if I skip your link, I apologize. Just keep resending it. Actually sounds pretty good. Only thing I don't like about it so far, well, not necessarily don't like about it, but I would fix, is the bass that comes through, that pulses beginning of every 4 bars. I wouldn't make that so much a mid bass as I would make that, some sort of low saw chord, low in the spectrum, but also all in the notes. Make sure it's lower, and then have a sub bass behind that fill in that'll really punch that 4th bar out. I don't know. I want to sing. I'm sorry, Roman. I've never heard this song from Roman's before, so I don't know if that saxophone is from Roman's actual song. So, if it isn't, kudos on adding it. If it is, Roman, good job. But yeah, the vibes. It's hard for me to distinguish because I've never heard Roman's actual track, so it's hard for me to distinguish what's actually different from it. But honestly, if it's changed up a lot, kudos. I liked it a lot. Thank you for submitting the track, man. Make sure to head over to Facebook, share the stream, enter yourself in for a chance to win a free plugin today. We're sending out Helper to one lucky person who shares the stream, so make sure to head over and do that. Got another Facebook link, and here we go. All right, let's get on with Moonwalk. Okay, I saw it. It was a collab with Roman. Okay, cool. Sounds good. You guys did a good job.
With cakes down, with no hands, with a fat sack of that hydro. Got me so lit when I wrote this, started moonwalking like Michael. Hands with a 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 hands with a
All right, YB, I really don't have that much to add to this. Your spectrums are all good when it comes to frequencies. Your mixing sounds great. Your side chaining's there. Your kick and snare punch through like they're supposed to. Your cymbals are heard but not annoying. You have sub basses behind all your main basses, which is good backing. Your sound design sounds good. Only thing I would change with the sound design, just to change something up, is you have the first 4 bars and the second 4 bars of your drop, so 8 bars total. On the first 4 bars, you have this this opener bass. On the second half of the drop, I would either up the octave or change the LFO or change a wavetable or change an octave, make something sound different. That way it doesn't sound too repetitive on that one open note. I would just change that, and that'll make some. That's where you can, when it comes to hybrid trap, you can really do some creative stuff with that intro bass, the intro sound that comes off. So make sure you guys make sure you actually go back and you don't have to change it to already released, but just in future references, make sure to change up that first opener bass. Everything else sounded great though. Thank you for submitting the track, man. Head over to Facebook, share the stream, give yourself a chance to win the Helper plug-in today. That was a Facebook link, I believe. Can't remember. I saw something in the chat said they didn't know how to put in links. You have to delete the dot and link. So SoundCloud.com, delete the dot, because YouTube will not let. And I saw something on Facebook that said where to post links on if you're watching this on Facebook, post it in Facebook chat. I go back and forth. Sometimes Facebook's chat doesn't load for me, so sometimes it's a little difficult. But if you feel like it's not getting seen, you can head over to YouTube and post it there too. You can honestly go back and forth. Doesn't really matter. There's a lot of people submitting songs, so there's no guarantee it will be reviewed today. So just keep that in mind. We got a dubstep track, first dubstep track of the day, guys. Here we go. I want to skip through a little bit because it seems like there's a lot here. I'll still listen to most of it, but I'm just gonna skip through it just so we can get to the, you know what I mean. All right, Master Code. Let's jump into this. So, when it comes to your drop, first off, let me just. It takes 2 minutes to get to it. As I said on a track before this, I would make sure to try to cut your introductions as short as possible. You can do all the fancy, like, melodic, effects and Foley stuff in the middle of the song whenever you split the two drops. And if you're going to do any of that stuff, you need to make sure, one, your Foley, if you have any Foley in the song at all, or any effects that are going to, like, crackles or anything like that, make sure they're lower than all the other elements. It distracts from any sense or anything you have pulling through, which I noticed somewhat in the beginning here. So basically, since it's 2 minutes, you need to cut this to like 50 seconds. Like 55 seconds is the cap for usual stuff. Usual drops start within 55 seconds to a minute. Keeping an introduction this long, like I said on the last track that had a long introduction, makes people just go, okay, and just click off. So make sure to try to shorten that as much as possible. Make it very interesting, make it pop at you, and then, obviously the frequency dip when it comes to kicks, when it comes to build-ups, when you want to drop the low out of the kick, so it brings the frequencies back in the drop. When it comes to frequencies in the drop, or overall general, I didn't hear a lot of low, but I could just be mistaken. I didn't hear a lot of low. I didn't hear a lot of sub bass guiding the main bass you had, so I would try to keep that in mind, that you put that in and make it accent, make it punch through. That's the really big key thing to any dubstep track. Any bass that you have needs to have some sort of punchy, loud, not too loud but loud enough sub bass. And in your drop, I would change up your basses every now and then. Repetitive basses that go through the entire track that just have a little bit of LFO change to make them rhythmless. As long as you change, like, even if it's the same bass per se, you could fool people. I do this all the time. I will make one patch and then I will just change the wavetable and change whatever the effect may be, and change the LFO shape, change the LFO shape rate and stuff like that. You can fool a bunch of people doing that, and changing the octaves and everything. So make sure you go through, and because it just sounds like it's one drone note going through here, and you're just changing the pitch automation lower and higher. I would just make sure that that's not that obvious, and that you put some different basses in there. Your drums, like, they punched through enough. That was good. Make sure there's enough low end on that kick, because I feel like it was more of a clicky kick than anything. Other than that, thank you for submitting the track, man. I don't know if I have another link pulled in. I don't. Make sure you guys are sharing the stream, so you guys have a chance to win the plugin. Sorry, I'm trying to think. Trying to copy a link and it's not letting me. Please let me do it. Please let me do it. Thank you. Okay, so I have to. Anybody over on Facebook is sending in links that's having problems. I've noticed a lot of them are lagging in for me. But just please keep sending them in. If you can't get your link in on Facebook, make sure to pop over to YouTube and send it in there. It'll usually YouTube's refresh rate's a little bit quicker, and this is taking a tad bit longer than it should. Come on now. All right. Super 8 and tab. Or Teron. Sorry.
Like we've been here before. Memories of standing on the edge and falling to the shore. I feel like I'm falling into you. I'm falling into you. And
All right, Teron. Sorry if I butchered the name. Honestly, I don't have really any complaints except for some of your high ends are a little too aggressive. So I would just work on cutting those out a little bit. I mean a smidgen. Vocals were mixed well. I've never heard the original track, so I can't tell if the vocals were pre-mixed or if you mix them, add a little bit of effects on them. If you did, good job. They're mixed really well, and they're really good vocals overall. So it's a lot easier to work with. Trust me. Not saying vocals are easy in general, but just good vocals are easier to work with. Your kick punched through really well. Your clap started to come in very well. At least I heard some. Your synth sound design for the drop and throughout the entire track is awesome. Melody sounds great. Right here though, whenever your drop does drip out and it leads to the fade out, I wouldn't have your transition this long. I would shorten it just like a little bit, and you don't even have to like. What a lot of people I see do is at the end of their the last two bars of their drop, they fade out right there, so then their next one is just right there, so it's quicker. I wouldn't fade out at the end of the drop. I'd fade out like a couple seconds before the drop ends. That way, your fade out's a lot smoother and a lot less long. That's a couple seconds of content missing there, so I would make sure just to shorten your transitions. Overall, your other transitions were great. Build up was great. Vocals were great. Song was great. Thank you for submitting the track, man. Make sure to head over to Facebook, share the stream for a chance to win the Helper plugin. All right. Keep sending them in, guys. I have another one from Facebook. Almost forgot it. Uh-oh. All right. MVZN. With you right now. All right. there's a lot of things that go into future based tracks, and a lot of them are heavy elemented. So future based tracks usually have there's like a couple of key things that hit the future based track. One is a very noticeable kick that punches through the mix really, really well. Another one is a really weird slappy snare. The other is kind of like trap hi-hats, which frustrate me a little bit. That's why I usually don't do them in my future bass tracks, but usually trap hi-hats, which I see that you have... Trap hi-hats, I don't mean like sounding hi-hats, I mean the way they're made. Then heavy synths. Your synths are... The sound design for the synths is good in general. So what I would do is just make sure to put more voices on them and stack the crap out of them, because usually it's like really pulsy, lead-driven, heavy stacked synths on future bass songs. At least either the ones that I enjoyed listening to or the ones that I listen to the most. So a good person to take reference to is Virtual Riot. He has a lot of, when he makes his future bass songs, his synth, like when his drop hits, his synth is like the first thing and the thing you remember, and his lead is another thing you remember. So a song I can refer you to is Init he made for his last EP he made. So I would go check that out if you want to get a reference to how the synths should sound, or at least how they should be stacked and how hard they hit. I would make sure to first of all finish it, because it sounds, if you just fix the thing, it sounds like it could be really good. But make sure to finish this. Hopefully you finish it and send it back in. Just fix those elements and everything else should sound okay. It's got another track. This was from a YouTube comment, I believe. All right. So Laidback demo, cool. Okay, Laidback, a few things that I noticed. First off, good job. Thank you for sending the track in. When it comes to build-ups, what I would do is maybe a couple bars before the drop actually hits, I would cut out the low ends and the kicks. That way, cutting out low ends and the kicks brings basically only frequency you're going to be hearing is some mids and some highs. Low ends are going to be brought out. That'll when the low ends smack you in the face when the drop hits. So I didn't hear a lot of low end in the drop. Make sure to add that in. The vocal you added in, which I saw you record yourself, what I would do is whenever you're recording vocals is you want to make sure you're getting out of all the background noise if there is any. It seemed like there was a little bit of background noise to it, which sounded like a little bit of a white noise, like a weird, like airy white noise sound. Whenever the vocal would hit, just on certain frequencies, though, it was weird. So I don't know if you either manually went through and changed the semitones of every single vocal, or it's in the sample. If it's in the sample, make sure to try to crop that out, or fix the sample where it fades it out so you don't hear it at the end. Your chords, this right here too. This little washout, I wouldn't do that unless you're going to wash it all the way out, bring it back in, and I'd only do it towards the end of drop, beginning of drop. That way you don't just cut it out middle of the drop. It sounds like it doesn't fit. Your chords are good. Sound design and the chords is good. The voices are there. Just make sure you stack them that way. On all chords, what I usually do with chords for me, or at least what I hear in a lot of songs too, is people put you have the chord spectrum here, and below it you'll have just like a solid sol wave that'll follow it, but it's like really low, and it's really like the volume's really low as well. It helps accent the low end of the chord, and it makes it sound a lot more full. So make sure to stack your chords, and you should turn this into a really good song, man. Thank you for submitting the track. Head over to Facebook, share the track. Chance to win the Helper plugin today. I saw this link and I gotta make sure I got all the crap in it. I'm trying to go a full stream without messing up links today. The last 2 streams have not been very good without messing up links. Alright, only thing I would fix, the only thing that I heard that I would fix, first of all, your second half of your chorus here, the vibes are really cool. I like that a lot. I'd add some sort of, like the first part without any high end or any high sort of element to it is fine. The second, when that sort of pulsing rhythm started coming in, the triplet, I would add some sort of like high end synth there, would make it sound really, really cool. Other than that, your drums are mixed really well. The sidechain on them is obvious, which is good. Hi-hats aren't too loud. Actually, the hi-hats might be a little too loud. I don't know if it was because the elements started fading out, but I think they're okay. I think some of your effects are also a little too loud, but I would just, all that simple fix is just going in and fixing volumes. The vocals you added in were good. Everything else sounded okay. Everything else sounded great, so thank you for submitting the track, man. Head over to Facebook, share the stream for a chance to win the Helper plugin today. By the way, how that works, guys, if you guys are new and turning in just now, Helper plugin, we're giving away at the end of the stream. It's called Helper Transients. Got to go over to Facebook and share the track for a chance to win it. It picks one lucky person at the end of the stream, and we send it out to you at the very end of the stream. Stream lasts about an hour today, so we have about 20 minutes to go. So make sure you guys are shoving in your tracks. All right. Overall, sounds really good. Only thing that I would fix is side chaining when it comes to low ends on the kick. Make sure the kick punches through a little bit more. It doesn't sound like it punched through as much as it should. Your synth overall sounded really great. Your melody sounded great. Rhythm was awesome. Horns, I don't know if it was just one that I heard that had a really weird reverb on it. Other than that they sounded pretty good as well. Your transition here is a little too much. I'd make sure to dip in that out a little bit in future tracks. Other than that, everything else sounded great. Build up was great. Vibes, India vibes, I saw your comment earlier, were great. So thank you for submitting the track, man. Head over to Facebook, share the stream, enter yourself in for a chance to win the plugin for the day. Hopefully this doesn't. I knew it. Okay, thank God it didn't do it. Awesome. I'm always worried it's gonna copy weird when I copy them like that. I don't know. All right, Matt Skies, thank you for sitting in the track today, man. This part right here is my favorite part of the track so far. The vocals in it were really cool. It sounds really super spooky. So I like that overall. I feel like this part right here, though, should be just a tad bit shortened so it gets to this a little quicker because it sounded really cool. I feel like it should drive your track a little bit more. Only one thing that frustrated me about the drop was the I don't know if it was a bass sense in the background that constantly plays, so it's very in the octave, sort of went up towards the very second half of the drop. I wouldn't make that nearly as loud as it is, but having it there isn't bad at all because it kind of accents the drop itself. Sound design overall was great. Mix down was awesome. Vocal effects were awesome. Instrumentals were awesome. Effects were awesome. So thank you for submitting the track, man. Make sure to share the track or the stream for a chance to win the Helper plugin today. This is a Clip It. First Clip It of the day. We had a Splice. We've had Splice, which is the only thing besides SoundCloud we've had today. All right, only thing that I would add to this, the kick seems to be a little too overpowered. I would just make sure that those frequencies aren't warping. They sound like a little warping a little bit. Like when I say warping, I mean colliding with another frequency. I would just make sure that it's not too like too distorted, overpowered. Your chords should be a little stacked, meaning there should be more layers of chords. That way they sound a bit different. They don't sound too a lot of chords nowadays sound like the standard saw wave, 16 voices with a pulse, LFO, pulsing the volume. That's the only thing that sound like they have here. So I would make sure to add some sort of either higher elemented synth or something with a different wave table, some sort of wonky, weird pulsing synth. Make sure to add a lead behind them too to accent the high ends, and also make it like change up like a weird melody to it too. It sounds really cool. Usually improvised melodies when it comes behind chords always sound the greatest. So I would try to add some sort of melody, some sort of lead. Other than that, man, thank you for submitting the track, the first clip for the day. I never grabbed a second link, so I should probably go find one. I see one on Facebook. I'm gonna mind you guys again. Facebook stream lags for me a little bit, so sometimes if I'm skipping yours, I apologize. The chat lags like crazy. Thanks for sitting in the chat, guys. By the way, faded. All right.
I'm so faded. 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 Faded. I'm so 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 faded. I'm faded.
All right, Stan Lee. It sounds a lot like, honestly, it reminds me of Snails a little bit. Only thing that I would fix so far is I would change up a little bit, like either the second half of the drop, I would change up the sound design just a smidgen. And that main bass you have pulsing through kind of feels like it goes towards my right ear a little bit more than it should. So make sure that's centered and make sure nothing, like no parameters are off. It seems like it goes towards my right side a little bit more. Other than that, the vibes are really good. I like the sidechaining on it a lot. Like the drums you've added are really good. Honestly, the vocals in the very beginning of this sounded like Tyler Joseph from 21 Pilots. I don't know if that was you. If it was, you sound like Tyler Joseph from 21 Pilots. If it was Tyler Joseph, then cool. If I'm talking crazy, then I'm sorry. But I like the Snails vibes, man. Just make sure to change up the sound design a little bit. And make sure to fix that one bass. Seems like it's over here a little bit more than it should. Make sure it's centered. And thank you for submitting the track. Maybe make sure to share the stream on Facebook. Enter yourself in for a chance to win the HELPER Transients plugin. Sending it to one lucky winner today who shares the track on Facebook. Guys, I want to apologize in advance if I'm not getting your track today. So many links coming in, it's hard to. I can't click all of them. It's physically impossible to do all of them. I've seen a couple people say that we should do some sort of mailing system and not the comments. We do the comments because if people post the links in the comments, then it shares the stream out a little bit more, and more people come to the stream and put their songs in. So that's the reason why we do it. We do it the comment way. Facebook links, by the way, also lag for me a little bit. So when I go over to Facebook's chat, I'm not meaning to skip them. I just don't. They're literally not popping up. I just see conversation. I don't see links as much. So I apologize for that and beforehand. I like it, man. I don't know if it's just a preview, so I imagine it's not released yet. But only thing I noticed. I would just make sure that synth pops through a little bit more. Other than that, everything else sounds good. The synth sounds like it's being kind of drowned out by the drums, so I would just make sure that that's popping through more than usual. I don't know if it's either volume's lower or if it's just, you know, some sort of filter on it making it sound like it's lower. I would just make sure that overpowers the drums just a smidgen, and the drums are sidechaining that out so the frequencies dip out a little bit more. So thank you for submitting the track, man. Good luck on it if you're still doing it. I'm checking Facebook chat right now, and I'm seeing, besides the link I just grabbed, I'm not seeing many other ones. I'm seeing a lot of conversation, a lot of kudos on the tracks. So I'm going to go to the one. Trying to find another link. Alright, so I think I found one. This was an older one I saw earlier but didn't grab. Do I need to add that? Whoever posted this, Sound Killer, do I need to add the .com to this before I hit enter? Am I supposed to just go? That's not right. I'm assuming. I messed up. That was my literally hit. Just the dot? Okay.
You don't have a chance against me.
Advertisements. Awesome.
Calculate 90 trillion moves.
Alright, cool. Here we go.
Now, here comes the music.
Alright, Sound Killer. Only a couple things that I have. Honestly, the mix down is great overall. Volume on each element is good. Maybe since it's a Virtual Riot inspired, I would try to make those synths that hit within the drop a little bit more like in your face, because his synths are really in your face most of the time. And there's like one bass in there. Let me try to find it. That one actually, I pulled right to it. Sick. That one right there. That bass sounds like it doesn't really fit. A lot of the basses you've added seem like they're metallic sounding, like they have either, like if you were to make a metallic bass, like a I'm almost saying Virtual Riot bass, you would go to say Serum, you would do a sync to a basic shapes. I feel like a lot of the basses here are inspired off of a metallic bass, so I feel like that one bass doesn't seem like it fits. If anything, I would try to add more of a hyper to it, so it sounds like it's a little bit more of a metallic, even though it's not a metallic bass, if that makes any sense. Other than that, the mix down was great. Everything else was great. Very Virtual Riot, honestly, with Virtual Riot inspired, so thank you for submitting the track, my dude. Make sure to head over to Facebook, share the stream for a chance to win Helper. Speaking of which, we have about 3 minutes left in the stream. It'll take a few seconds for Facebook to load the shares anyway. Let me go over to Facebook and look at the shares. If I can find it, please. All right, so let me try to find these. It'll take me just a second. You're gonna be sitting here in silence for a little bit. Refreshing. Come on now. All right. So it's going through the shares. Whoever wins this is going to be sent the Helper Transients plugin. It'll probably be sent to you by Roman later on in the day. So to anybody who submitted a track today and it didn't get viewed, don't be saddened. I'm going to say this before the stream ends because I don't want, for next stream, I don't want to keep repeating myself for anyone who does come back. Facebook chat seems to lag out for me a lot. Even if you are sending links, for some reason I'm not seeing them. I'm just seeing a lot of conversation, which great. Glad you guys are talking in the chat, but I can't see a lot of the links. So whatever link I see, I grab, and a lot of them are skipping a lot of people that I'm not seeing. Like I saw one kid that said that he got skipped, and I went through and looked for his link and could not, from like the very beginning of the chat, and could not find it. So a lot of the time it lags out for me. So I do apologize for that in advance. On YouTube, they do come in, like as soon as you post them, they come in, and the chat's very, very up to date. So they come in really quickly. So as I'm trying to scroll up to find one, people are sending them in and it's pulling me down. So it's hard for me to sometimes grab ones that have been before people. So I do apologize for that in advance as well. So speaking of random person, Roman will send you Helper Transients later in the day. I'm assuming via Facebook message he'll let you know. So if you do win, congratulations. I think it picked one. Yes, it did. So the winner is Kyler Toth. Kyler Toth. So let me go to your page, and I will send Roman your Facebook page, Kyler Toth. If you are still here, he will send you a Facebook message with either links to download the Helper Transient, and either that or he will send you just a direct download. But other than that, guys, thank you for sharing the stream. Thank you for liking the stream. Thank you for sending your tracks in. Thank you for everyone who's over at YouTube. Thank you for subscribed if you did. Thank you for sending in your tracks to the chat. I apologize for tracks who did not get viewed today. Thank you for tracks that did get viewed today. Make sure to catch me again on Sunday. Usually Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard U.S. time. Most of the times when we start these. If you don't follow our Snapchat, make sure you do. I post a lot on there. And I usually update about 15. I'm going to start updating about an hour, 30, 15 minutes till the stream starts, and then upload as soon, or tell you when the stream starts. Posting it to the story. I also let you send me demos there as well. So on our Facebook page, it has either something you can snap for Snapchat, or you can actually just go to Snapchat, type in WA Productions, no dots, and you'll find us there. And you can also send me like 10-second demos there as well. I look at all of them. I give some sort of feedback. So make sure you guys go follow us there. I'll see you guys next Sunday. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sending in all the tracks. And have a good rest of your day, guys.